Hello, and welcome to another day on the channel. My name is RNJesus, and today we'll be doing some more Chromatic Cube. This is a very fun cubes that I've learned so far, and what I've gathered is that the more mana you have, the more likely you're going to win, because the aggro decks in this set aren't very strong. Like, there's Lelia, there's Squee, I think there's Rabblemaster, or not Rabblemaster, there's the 2/2 Mentor that's similar to Rabblemaster, but it's not the same. It's not as strong, really. So, pack one, pick one here. Karuga is a fine one if you want to take. Yorion is not even bad in the companion zone because there's going to be a lot of playables that you're going to get. So, even running 60 cards, even if it's like slightly watered down, you're going to get a lot of good playables. If you want to take like a green ramp, Lotus Cobra's fine. We wanted to try red aggro, squeeze a pick. I think the correct pick is Karuga, since I've seen this draw a ton of cards, but I think I want to try doing aggro for once. So I'm going to take Squee and see how this goes. Okay, here in pack 2, powerful cards of note. Narset's pretty decent. Teferi's pretty strong. Sheoldred is amazing. Ugin's a card draw engine and a removal spell. But Captain Lanry Storm, really good 3-drop. Ogrehead Helm would also be great as a 2-drop. There aren't actually too many 2-drops in this set. So I think I'd actually rather take the Ogrehead Helm over the Captain Lanry. Like, there are a bunch of 3-drops, a bunch of 4-drops, but not too many 2-drops. So I'll just be taking this, especially if we want to be aggro. Okay, now we get past a Magda. Toxtrol the Corrosive is pretty big, pretty strong. Saiba Siphoner I've always been impressed with. But we're trying to do some aggro here. Fight with Fire is a pretty good removal spell, and if we can eventually get to 9 mana, the burn damage can just win the game. There's Torolf. We could possibly go red-white with Astor. I'm sure this is going to wheel on one hand, but on the other hand, it would be pretty good. Like, we've already got one equipment that I can find. I think I'll just stick with the Fight with Fire and get the nice removal spell. Well, if we were doing a normal deck, we'd just, like, grab Dryad and be super happy, but sadly there are no red cards in this pack that we'd take. So, like, there's Harmonious Archon, if we want to go Boros, which I don't hate, considering that all of our creatures are relatively small. And it's a good top end. Yeah, we'll try Harmonious Archon. Maybe go Boros. And we get past History of Benalia. Failed Passage is great mana fixing. Pull of the Mist Moon. I remember this from playing some alchemy drafting, but it's basically gonna be in this deck a what is it? Citizen's Arrest. Or Borrowed Time, or whatever. Not Borrowed Time. Wait, is it Borrowed Time? Anyway, it's just going to be Oblivion Ring effect. But History of Benalia is super good, and now we'll take a Sacred Foundry as some fixing, or a Stormseeker. Stormseeker is really good. Like a 3/3 haste that will transform into a 3/4, giving something +2/+0 trample and haste. But do we want to risk losing out on the Sacred Foundry? I don't think we can. Plus, there's plenty of good cards to pick up later. We'll just take the mana. Here, nothing really good. I'm still not sure how the last time I picked this up once, I got an arena version where it's like put target creature, or sorry, non-land permanent on top or bottom of its owner's library. So I'm not sure. Like, I think the correct pick is Heraldic Banner, like, since there's not much else here, but I want to do this for science. This is just the normal you come to a river? Weird. Okay. Here, Young Pyromancer looks pretty good. Siege Gang is fine, but we'll take Young Peasy. Here, there's a Limousine. Is Limousine any good? I mean, I guess it can flicker Archon. Like, it can exile Archon and then crew exile something else while it's attacking. It could be fun. By the way, I don't suggest trying to do anything what I'm doing. This is an absolute mess of a deck, but I just wanted to try and force aggro and see how well that would go. So far, not great. Like, we're taking cards that we wouldn't necessarily ever run, even in, like, normal limited formats. And this, we want to go aggro, but we're getting, like, 6 drops that just add more mana. Here, Astor Wield. Cares about vehicles. I mean, we have a vehicle, we have an equipment. Sorry, Neverledge Pathway, but we'll be taking Astor here. And there was nothing in this pack in the first place. There's a chance we go Mardu, but probably not. Expansion Explosion. Atra's still in the pack is surprising. That card has been pretty good from what I've seen. Especially in the kind of like controlling decks where it becomes, or a flicker deck where it just becomes a draw engine. Here, well, this is pretty simple choices. We either take a Temple, Skyclave, Urabrask, or a Ganjo. And I don't think we need the Temple of Triumph, so especially since Temples are kind of valued lesser than the check lands or shock lands. So we're probably just going to take Skyclave. Just way too good of a card. And the Lightning Helix is pretty good. Heart of Kirin would be great. Hopefully that wheels, but like for Astor reasons, but I think Lightning Helix is too good to pass up. Burn, life gain. And now we have a Guardian of New Benalia over a Facebreaker. Yeah, I'll take the Guardian. Hard to kill, gets a Scry engine going, and a lot of damage. Resto Angel would be nice too, same with the Restoration. But we'll just stick with the Guardian of New Benalia. Just like a big chunky creature most of the time when you're swinging. Touch of the Spirit Realm. I mean, this is fine. It's like a removal spell, but I think we might just take the Rogren Triumph as some more fixing. Since we do have 2 double white cards that we want on turn 3. Skyclave and History, so we'll take the Rogren Triumph here. And now we're getting Adeline. Jaya is also really strong too, but I think Adeline's going to be just stronger. Also, I'm not sure why they have this in the cube. Rezug, the Bone Cobbler. I don't think there's anything that cares about your graveyard and making stuff artifacts. I mean, I guess you can cast it that turn, but it still doesn't seem that good. It just, like, it loses all abilities, too, so it just becomes, like, a really sad, like, way to reanimate an artifact or something. Or an ability with an ETB effect. Because its power and toughness will be lost. Anyway, here, Welcoming Vampire or Zariel. Zariel is a super good Planeswalker, but do we want it, or do we want a Welcoming Vampire? Because that's a card draw engine and a half. Make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got a bunch of creatures that trigger Welcoming Vampire. Yeah, I'll take the Vampire. And the Spiriting Companion, sure. Do we want that, or do we want a Combustible Gear Hulk? Do we care about artifacts, or just vehicles and equipment? Yeah, so I guess take the Doggo. You can't pass up the Doggo. It's adorable. No one can tell me otherwise. This is the bestest of boys. Seasoned Pyromancer here looks a great card. Just loots away lands or spells to find lands, whatever we need. And makes a board. Temple of Triumph Wield, as expected. Sorry, Urabrask, but we'd rather just have the mana fixing. Inspiring Overseer. Over you find some prisoners. Yeah, Inspiring Overseer is pretty good. Plus, triggers with a Welcoming Vampire. Also, an evasive creature for Adeline. Wheel the Facebreaker. That's really good. Restoration Angel. How many ETBs do we have? This flickers target non-angel. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is fine, but we'd rather just take the Facebreaker. Nothing really here. Better offer. It's either really good or really bad, from what I've seen. Like, sometimes you'll pay, like, 8 mana, give me a Crater Hoof, and then they just don't have anything. Which is why you probably want to go in, like, the 5 or 6 with the X. Jaya Wield. Wow, that is surprising. Maybe Zariel will?
But if you'd rather fight, bring it on.
But Yarok still being in the pack is insane. There's no Yarok players? That is weird. Anyway, here we've got nothing. This is a terrible pack for us. Like, Captivating Crew, I guess, is fine, but we don't even want this. It's like an act of treason every once in a while. Yeah, I guess. I guess it's fine, but I'm not excited about it. Here, I think SRAM's Expertise is just going to be the pick. Like, 4 mana, get 3 1/1s, and then cast one of our 3 drops, which we have plenty of. Savai Triumph would also be great, but we'll just take the Expertise. Like, I'm kind of seeing it as the SRAM's Expertise kind of helps fix mana, because if you have double white, you'll also be able to cast your double red spells with Seasoned Pyromancer. And most of our stuff are already double white either way, so we want to be leaning more to white anyway. So I don't think the Mardu Triome was necessary. Ooh, Alacia, who smiles at death. We have a lot of 2-powered creatures, so I think that's probably going to be the pick here. Over Hoffrey or Protean War Engine. Like, this card's fine. It is a vehicle, but I'm sure this is going to wheel since nobody else actually wants this. Blade Splicer is also pretty strong, but we'll take Alacia. And now we can take Play with Fire, Battle Screech, or Sundown Pass. Battle Screech actually doesn't seem half bad in this deck. We don't have ways to discard it, besides Pyromancer, which is kind of what you want to do with it. Well, let's just take the early interaction with Play with Fire. And now do we want a Magmatic Channeler or a Cast Out? Let's take the Cast Out as good removal. Much better than Limousine, at least. Like Flash, exile non-land permanent versus exile a creature until this leaves on a vehicle. Like, sure, Aster can draw it, but still not great. Okay, we could take Citizen's Crowbar or Adversary, but I think the Adversary is just going to be the easy pick. Plus, the Crowbar is probably going to wheel, as nobody else wants this random equipment. It was fine in the limited set it was in, because, like, Citizen stuff, but not in a cube like this. Here, there's a K command. Niv Mizzet. Ugh. If I was playing multicolored, I would have loved this pack, but sadly, nothing for us. Like, Ilharg is fine, but I don't really want to take it, so I'm just going to ruin someone's day by taking K command. Here, Mask of Immolation, Maniform Hellkite, Smoldering Egg, and Lurrus. We've got a few good things to cast in the graveyard with this. And nothing here. Double Vision, yeah. I'm so surprised how the like big spell control deck isn't being taken up. Like, there's Yarok for the ETB effects, Double Vision that wields, Rawl now. Guess everyone's just trying to force aggro or something like that. I'm not sure. Here, there's nothing we really want, so take Rawl.
Always nice to get out of the lab.
There's the War Engine. Glad that wheeled. So, I guess Astor is like fine if we're playing 2 things it can hit. Because it looks at like the top 7, which is a good amount. Sundown Pass wheeling is great for mana. Do we want to run Mysterious Limousine just for Astor? I don't think we do. Just cut the Limousine. And I don't think even Astor is worth it. Like, it's 4 mana 4/4. But the problem with that is that's not good in a cube like this. Plus, it's taking up a 4-drop slot. And we want to be as low to the ground as possible. Tiamat. Yeah, the 5-color deck was super open. Like, we're not even playing the deck, and we would have had, like, 4 dragons, I believe. Niv Mizzet, Tiamat, Ancient Copper Dragon, and Junji. Yeah, we're not even playing dragons. Yeah, we've got a bunch of dragon cards. So, yeah, this is a weird draft. Not sure what everyone else is doing. I was just trying to force some aggro, have some fun. Yeah, Niv Mizzet Reborn. The 5-color deck nobody wants to play. Well, I mean, this is a pretty fine deck. Lurrus, we're not playing as a companion, but we have enough 2-drops that I think it's worth still playing in the deck. But I think we cut our Spirited Companion as just pretty medium. We're probably going to cut 1 land, and then we cut Harmonious Archon or Ancient Copper Dragon. Probably the Copper Dragon, since we don't need all of the billions of mana that it offers. Like, we're gonna be a low to the ground curve that like getting all of those treasures is fine, but not amazing. Actually, we have Professional Facebreaker turn those treasures into cards. We have Magda that can sacrifice a treasure to tutor out an artifact, I guess. Tutor out Protean War Engine? I don't know. But actually, Ancient Copper Dragon's fine. We'll keep it. Now, here's a question. How do we feel about Harmonious Archon? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, works well with Alacia. Making sure that she trades off with anything that blocks, so they have to double block. Actually, maybe we cut Lurrus. Like, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards to cast from the graveyard with it. One of them is, like, going to be part-time cast. Feels really weird, but I think we just cut Lurrus. Like, most of our good cards are at 3-drops, and we need to free up the 3-drop slot since things are getting a little stacked over there. Then we'll just cut a land, run it like this. May have, like, a pretty even mana base. Actually, we're leaning a little more toward red, but I don't think I'm going to change anything about that. Well, before we get into the games, if you enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe button. It means a lot. Make sure to hit the bell to get notifications whenever I post a video. And I'll be doing a few more drafts over the weekend. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoy. And let's get into some games and see how the deck does. This hand looks fine. We'll keep. We'll lead off with the tap land. Say a nice hello to them. No 1-drop from them. No surprise. Let's go with Magda. This way, if they play a 2-drop, we can Scaparition it. Or play with Fire Ogre Head. Depends on how we feel. Okay, just explore. Not liking to see lands, but at the moment I think it's fine. And we'll pass, hold up, play. They might be the rare token deck. Esika's Chariot. non-fixed Esika's Chariot, actually. Well, we can just blow up a cat so he can't crew it. Doesn't do anything without tokens. Which we could try and do. Let's swing with both. I think it's fine to stay on the aggro here. They trade off with Magda. Honestly, I kind of want that since I like Ogrehead Helm better. Scaparition, and we'll play the Triome. Tolsimir. Nice. Yikes. They probably actually fight the Scaparition. Oh, they don't. I would have fought it because it would have given a 4-drop for them. And then there'd be way too ahead on board for me to come back. Well, I guess this is why the aggro decks don't do too good. They don't have an endgame. Well, that's a card. We're gonna have to exile that with cast out. They don't even attack. Interesting. Jaya, okay. We're getting somewhere.
I remember my first fight. Good thing it wasn't against me.
We'll just create a token pass. Next turn, we're probably just gonna draw a card with this. Or, like, exile 2 and then draw 1. If they swing at both... Trade off with Tolsimir. Let damage happen to Jaya. Cathar Commando. Yeah, that does punish us. They get their wake back.
I fried twerps like you for breakfast.
Yeah, that sucks. I was not expecting the instant speed enchantment removal. And they have Taurens. I don't think we can come back from this, but I'm gonna try just a bit. History pass. Harmonious Archon doesn't do it because Mirari's Wake will just make sure their creatures are bigger than ours. We'll let Jaya go. And hopefully they don't have anything left. Just a banner, please. Naming green. Interesting. I would think white has more tokens. They also now only have one white source and a bunch of green. Hanger back. That's fine. Okay. I do see ways out of this. Hit with copper, get a lot of mana, get Captivating Crew, and start stealing their stuff for turns. What do they have? Like, they keep hovering over Ancient. March of Otherworldly Light. There it is. Okay, yeah, I don't think there's a way to come back from this. We'll trade off with Taurens. And chump Tolsimir. I don't think we want to block with Scaparition unless we have to, because then it'll just give them a 5/5. Nicaeus. Well, Seasoned Peasy's great. But I still don't think it's going to do enough. Good games, good beats. Can't do much against that. On to the next game. Hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. Lead off with Temple. I don't think we actively want to land. I'm sure we're gonna draw one eventually, so we don't really want to keep one on top. See, there we go. Though it is a white source, not a big fan of that. Prefer to have my mana evenly distributed. Chart a course, sure thing. Swing with Magda and Captivating Crew. Pretty good start. Champion of Wits. Looks like a good target for me to play with fire. They just discard 2 lands. Sure. Play with fire. Sadly, no Jaya this turn. But Ogrehead Helm's pretty good. Just Foretell a card? Could be Allran's Epiphany. I think that's the only Foretell card in this set. Not blowing up the Captivating Crew is surprising. Will we actually get a game with this aggro deck? We do! Let's see. No, I wanted to see what was underneath. I tried to click the exile, but then the game thought, nope, you're going past it. Dang, I really wanted to see if it was an Allran's Epiphany. Oh well, on to the next game. Hand looks good, we'll keep. Hey, we got synergy with our vehicles and Magda. Could just be a constant treasure producer. We'll hold up play with fire. But they got nothing. Ooh, Guardian of New Benalia Magda combo? I like the sound of that. Let's go with Guardian, just because we have more white mana, or more red mana than white, so I want to be double spelling my red spells next turn. Plus, this is probably going to survive more damage-based removal, like Royal Eruption or Mephit's Enthusiasm. Speaking of which, we'll discard Ceram's Expertise. I don't think we need it. That's fine. We'll play a land into Protean War Engine. What can this become? Could become some fine things. Yeah, let's lead off with the War Engine. Over Magda. Blade Historian. Now that's a good card to see. Swing and pass. Facebreaker, except it's big. Ooh, Welcoming Vampire. I like that. Let's Welcoming Vampire here. Crew the War Engine. And swing with Blade Historian. If they do block, we can just play with fire. And if they don't, they take 4. This way we're getting in some damage. Anjay. That's a problem. Lightning Helix solves said problem. Let's see. Do we want to risk Pyromancer and try and hit a red source? I mean, we're drawing 3 cards. Yeah, let's do it. Draw Intrepid Adversary, discard U2. There we go, red source. Crew with Blade Historian. Moved combat. Do we enlist? I think we just can attack with everything and that'll be fine. Yeah, let's just... No, they probably want to get rid of the Blade Historian. And I kind of want the Scry effect, so that way we can keep going. Well, they concede, so... I mean, I guess some aggro does some work there. GG's. On to the next game. This hand is a little risky. We do need to draw another land, but we can play one thing. If we draw a single land, it unlocks the entire hand. Especially a white source. Well, not the entire hand. We would need a red source for Pyromancer or a white source for Adeline. But it was still, I think, a worthy risk. And let's lead off with Guardian. Pretty strong 2-drop. Hard to kill. Especially against a red-black deck, I think getting it online is probably for the best. Blood Mage. Sure thing, buddy. Let's lead up. I kind of want to go with Welcoming Vampire, but let's go with Adeline and start swinging. And I'm fine with just discarding and Inspiring Overseer. Especially with Seasoned Pyromancer, if we get that as our last card, we can just use it to draw some cards and refuel. Hopefully no removal for Adeline, but with this set you can never be too sure. There's a lot of good removal floating around. What do you have, OP? Started tapping stuff. But what for? Loris the Dream Den. With nothing in graveyard. And then a Braid. We'll discard the Ogre Head Helm here. My turn. Play a Vampire. Swing with Adeline. Swing with Guardian and Enlist. Create another 1/1. Draw a card. Scry 2. Protean War Engine could be pretty good. We'll keep it. Sure. Gain 3. Take basically 5. And now we not only have a card draw engine running, but we also have immense board state. Ooh, does this mean a board wipe? Or a removal spell? It could be Crux of Fate. Or just a removal spell. If it's Crux of Fate, then just blocking with Adeline's fine. Massacre Worm. I was not expecting that. Yikes. There goes my board. All left with his Vampire. That's actually kind of fine. We can rebuild relatively quickly. Draw another card. War Engine. Blade Historian. I didn't even look at anything else. I just know Blade Historian's good. I'm not sure if it's visible to our opponents. Exile it. Comes crude. Okay, it is visible. Because it doesn't say exile it face down. So they know that a Blade Historian's underneath. So it does make the surprise a little worse, but I think that's fine. Rankle. You're swinging. Aggressive. We'll chump block the worm. If they choose Sacrifice, they lose Rankle, we lose Vampire. If they choose Discard, we have a land to discard. Oh, they choose all the modes. Yeah, we go to 6. Not preferable. Discard our hand and draw a few cards. Yeah, let's wheel away our hand. Cast out. Just what we were looking for, actually. Just needed a removal spell for a worm. And do we have a reason to hold land? I don't think we do. Now that our Pyromancer has been used. Actually, now that I think about it, Young Peasy doesn't have too many things to create. To create elementals off of. We have to chump block here, because if we multi-block, then we die to Massacre Worm triggers. Karn? If they're not careful, they might just end up dying. You can have Sarkon. If you have a black source, the Swarm Saboteur would be bad. For us, at least. Okay. Let's see. Are they dead? Because we can swing with everything. Crew. The War Engine. This is making everything double strike now. This is 2, 6. I believe that's lethal. Let's go! Stealing a game. GG's. Ooh, that was a close one. Nice aggro, pulling some random stuff out. GG's. Hand looks pretty good. Got removal, got a 2-drop. Ramps a bit. Lead off with a pass for a possible white card. We'll go with Magda. There are not too many 2-drops in this set that our opponent could, like, maybe want to block Magda with. But they do have cut. But on the plus side, we can start just reanimating Magda. And if they just spend a removal spell on Alicia, I can't speak today. If they try and spend a removal spell on Alicia, we can just cast Jaya. What do we do here? We can bring back Magda. which is fine, but I don't think we want to just yet. We'll just get Jaya online.
Things are getting heated, and I'm here. Get out there and blaze
Equal to the number of attacking creatures you control. So if we stack the triggers properly, let me check my settings. Hopefully, auto order trigger abilities. Nope, turn that off. We could do it so that I'm blocking just in case they have like a burn spell or something to kill off Jaya. I don't want to risk it. Gaunty, Lord of Luxury. Yeah, that's a problem. Let's create a monk.
You're no match for my students.
Fight with fire, Gaunty. They draw a card and lose life. And we'll swing for 3. Hopefully no Lightning Helix that they stole. Or play with fire. Hopefully, like, they saw, like, 3 lands and a bad spell. Chump block. That's actually a good sign.
Me in the ground.
Let's see. Minus. Target Midnight Reaper.
Ha! Got you.
Swing with Alacia. Let's have the Alacia trigger happen first. And now we have 2 creatures. So Midnight Reaper dies. Glad we changed the triggers or else it would have lived. And then Intrepid Adversary. It's just a 3/1 that can trade with Ognis that we can reanimate with, or we can't reanimate, but it's just a 3/1 at the moment. Plus, I didn't really want to discard my cool hand. Ooh, Finale of Eternity. Just a board wipe. Yikes. This is not good. Not good at all. Create 2 treasures. Exile land.
We have nothing left to discuss.
Yeah, things are not looking good here. I want Seasoned Pyromancer to be the last card in my hand. I'm kind of hoping that we just draw a land. That way we can Pyromancer. And then draw 2 cards. Chupacabra. Ooh, blowing up the Peasy. Interesting. That explains it. Lightning Helix. They've been holding on to that for a while. 2 more treasures, and their own Alacia. Their Alacia's really good. Chupacabra, Lelia, Gaunty. Land and go. Yeah, their deck looks sweet. We have to be careful of this ribbons, though. Like, we're getting a low to the point where this ribbons might kill us. Because they have 7, 8, 9 mana, so they can cast it for 7 at the moment. And, yeah, that's... They just wiped my board again. I'll concede there. They can just blow up my stuff, get back like Midnight Reaper or something, and it's gonna be impossible to win from there. Good games, good beats. On to the next game. Hand looks sweet. Magda has been showing up a lot, which I'm kind of glad for. Young Peasy finally has a creature for it to copy, or a creature for it to create an elemental from. Ah, they're the 5-color deck. Interesting. It just says all of the Japanese, I don't actually know what, probably Japanese text. And then it has Lightning Helix added onto it. But yeah. Next turn, add a line. Create treasure, create a 1/1. And I think that's basically game at this point, unless they have a board wipe. Which, I think the only board wipes are at 5 mana, so it's going to be hard for them to do much about it. Honestly, this is fine. I don't think we need to play with fire just yet, because if they take Scaparition, then we can Young Peasy, then play with fire. And if they take Young Peasy, then we can Scaparition, get our thing back. Yeah, just wait for a bit of value. Young Pyromancer, play with fire. Get Scaparition back. And swing for a whole lot. Down to 6 they go. We could have put them down to 3 if we Lightning Helix, because that would create another elemental, increasing Adeline's power. Vraska's Contempt. I don't know why I just got laggy. Jeez. Sorry, folks, but this is super laggy for no reason at the moment. I mean, they concede. Yeah, there we go. It cleaned up, but that was weird. On to the next game, I guess. Just some classical aggro. Hand looks fine. We'll keep. Jaya is a good pickup for some late game action. Cast Guardian. And pass. Palladium Mirror, sure thing. Sadly, we do not have... I mean, we could fight with fire it. But I think we'd rather fight with fire whatever comes out. And just get our beats down. They don't even block the 1/1. Wow. That's surprising. I mean, we couldn't do anything about it. Why wouldn't you block it? Plus, if they play, like, big creatures, we can Captivating Crew and steal whatever they play. A Metamorph. Yep, they are ramping. What are they doing over there? Well, I'll move to combat. Enlist, swing. Enlist with this. Trigger. Protean War Engine. Not really what we're looking for. Neither with play with fire. You'd rather just get like a red land for Jaya. Or whatever. They go to 8. And we'll cast History. Start getting that going. What big spell do they have that requires so much mana? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana? Like, I guess they're maybe trying to cast a 6 mana spell and copy it, or like a Alran's Epiphany copy. That would be pretty scary. Interesting. This is very odd. I'm not sure what to make of it. Play a land and move to combat. Enlist, swing and swing. Enlist with our goblin friend. It was a mistake for them to ever let that goblin live, because now we're getting Scry 2s and extra power on Guardian every time. Cast out, I think we're going to have to keep that just because things might get a little dicey if they have so much mana. So it's best just to have a removal spell at the ready. Like, we're swinging in for a good amount, so they have to do something. Trade with Squee and eat a 1/1? Sure. I love how he just outlives everybody else. I am king because I'm older than all of you. Squee's the best, has a great story arc. But what do you have, OP? You're scaring me. Rolls Outburst? Gonna copy it with Lutri. Yeah, sure. Killing the knight, I would assume. I mean, this is pretty good. The one problem to your plan is I can give my Guardian indestructible. Well, first let you choose your card. They put away Into the Royal. That's interesting, since they definitely need some interaction to deal with an aggro deck like this. And then next turn we'll just Jaya, create a monk. Or this turn we'll Jaya, create a monk. Again, they're pitching away their removal spells. I'm not sure what's going on.
Of course you should fight fire with fire. Go on. Impress me.
Just create a monk. I would maybe play Captivating Crew just because it could steal stuff. But if they're putting away so much interaction, I feel like their hand must be loaded with it, so playing a 4/3 is way too risky. Chromatic Orrery. I mean, that's a card. This is a soldier, not a knight. Dang. Let's minus on Lutri. Move to combat.
Out of the frying pan and into, well, you know.
And they concede. Good game. I guess they just didn't have anything. I'm surprised they didn't take all of the interaction. Mephit's Enthusiasm, Into the Royal. What could have made them do that? Like, if they had Into the Royal and Mephit's Enthusiasm, they could bounce Guardian, kill the Knight, and we're just left with a 1/1 Monk and a 1/1 Goblin and whatever we have in hand. And they had exactly 6 mana to do that. Yeah, I have no idea what was going through their heads. Guess maybe they got greedy or something. On to the next game. I'm not a big fan of this hand, just because everything's super expensive. Like, Cast Out, Captivating Crew, like, Guardian's the only card that we can actually play right now. We'll try it. And they lead off with an Elvish Mystic. I was just thinking about hoping to draw play with fire. I wanted to say it, but I didn't have enough time when it got to our turn. They play Heart of Kirin, Guardian, pass. Maybe they're mono green ramp? I'm not sure, but I mean, this is fine while it is. If they're missing colors, I am all for it. And if they're mono green, well, we can live with that too. And we only need like 4 mana for Cast Out and Captivating Crew activations. They can crew the heart by removing a Karn counter. Let's cast out. And let's get rid of the Karn. I don't want to deal with this. It's just going to become a card draw engine, and I don't think I want to deal with anything like that. Pass. We're actually working up to 6 mana for the Archon. I'm surprised. Captivating Crew. Tap land. Swing. And we'll discard the Overseer. Like, it's an insane 2-drop in New Capenna normally, but this ain't New Capenna. Beast Whisperer. Say hello to Harmonious Archon. I'm not sure if this is good or bad. I'm not going to swing with the Captivating Crew. I probably should have enlisted there, but it's fine. We just miss off to Scry, so just miss a bit of value. I'm not sure even Harmonious Archon there was even correct. Like, we could have swung in for 4. Guaranteed a bit of damage. I mean, I get the concession, but why is Vivian on the stack with 4 mana? I don't know. This arena's weird. Anyway, GG's. Hand looks sweet. We'll keep. This, if you're not keeping track of the score, right now we have 6 wins and 2 losses. So this is the final boss. So hopefully we win this game. But, I mean, made the gold back. And it's a pretty fun deck nonetheless. Ooh, Reanimator. Spicy. Inspiring Overseer. Don't mind if I do. Intrepid Adversary. Tenacious Underdog. Sure. We'll get Jaya going. Create a monk. And pass. Next turn we can Adversary and kick it once. Trade off with Priest and chump Tenacious. Make sure Jai doesn't just die to something random. Maybe we shouldn't chump there, so then it could just trade off with Adversary later. Or with an Adversary pump later. We'll create another monk.
You're no match for my students.
Actually, let's... I kind of just want to pass and hold up Cast Out. Because I want this Tenacious Underdog exiled one way or another.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you. May your
I am playing this a little bit risky. Because they can plus on the Samurai. What I want to do is like ambush it with Cast Out, and then get a Prowess trigger. Which I can still do that, it just won't be as good with the Underdog, just because then they can get it from the graveyard blitzing. Which I don't think I want that to happen. So we'll just chump block and Cast Out. Exile the Underdog. Sure. Sure. They unearth priest. You good there, buddy? Do you need me to call an ambulance or something? Because you might be having a stroke.
Taught them everything they know.
Anyway, Harmonious Archon. Create a giant board. But, yeah, I don't understand their Priest of Fell rights play there. Some mysteries of the world can't be solved. And, by the way, Jaya's ultimate does nothing for us. It can copy... It basically reverberates any red instant sorcery cast. But we only have, like, Play with Fire and Lightning Helix. Doesn't even do that much. Sure. Finale of Eternity wiping the board. That sucks.
Show them how we... Oh, well, aren't you precocious? The experience will do you good.
Ogre Head Helm and Adversary kicked once. Now I got a pretty decent board. Seasoned Pyromancer as our last card.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Yeah, this Wandering Emperor is super annoying. Do they have a removal spell here? Yep, March. Sure, we'll jump block, save Jaya.
Play with fire, get burned.
Create another monk. Squee.
Impress me.
Seasoned PZ. Draw Magda and Young PZ. We could swing everything at the Wandering Emperor. But I don't think we want to do that. We'll just pass. They create another Samurai.
Protect the people.
Evolved Sleeper. Yeah, sure. It's not really even that good. Since they're not like mono black and don't have much mana pump or black mana to pump into it. Welcoming Vampire. That is a perfect draw. It's a flyer, it's a card draw engine. It's everything we need right now.
Taught them everything they
Maybe
know.
we should have -2 there to kill the Brutal Cathar, but I think this is fine right now. And let's get Alacia, who smiles at death out there, versus casting these two. They can turn this into a 3/3, but nothing more without another black source. They're not even using the Emperor? They have to create some, like a Samurai, what I would assume here. Put a counter on the Brutal Cathar, turn into Moonrage Brute. Target Moonrage Brute. Yes, I will pay the life. And let's make sure I attack with a good amount of creatures.
Where's the sun when you've got me around?
Jeez, what is up with this lag today? I'm sorry, I don't know what is happening with the lag spikes. And I'll swing with an extra monk just in case. Let's put Jaya last. Have the goblin attacking there, draw another card, and a Helix. Attack the Emperor. Gain a life, draw a card. Perfect. Just like that, this game is back on. Can't do much about that. But doesn't change anything about this. I think we'll just Lightning Helix it. No more Death Touch. Even though it doesn't matter. I just don't want to deal with it. And we win against the final boss. GG's. So, I mean, I guess aggro is viable. It's a very hard deck to pull off, but if you can, it can be insane and get you 7 wins. So, moral of the story, aggro is good. If you enjoyed the content and you stick around for the entire video, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot. And I will see you all.